There's a couple types of imposter syndrome. I'm just going to talk about two of them today. And the first one is being a perfectionist. Like, you just have to have your hand in everything and it has to be done a certain way. And if it's not, then you're not happy. That's a form of imposter syndrome because you're holding yourself to this standard that it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have created that expectation in your mind. And whoever's telling you is probably also suffering from imposter syndrome. So that's one type. And then another type is when you think that you don't know enough. It's like, how many things do you need to study and how many courses do you need to do in order to feel like you know what you're doing? There's always going to be people who know more than you do. And so when you're interviewing for a job, I've heard clients say to me, oh, like they might know more than me and I might look dumb. I mean, whoever is on this planet is probably trying to learn something, and they also know if that they're not the end all be all. And if you asked whatever expert you thought was an expert, it's a totally made up word. Like, they're gonna say no. There's so much more to learn and study, and like, it's a never-ending thing. You can never learn too much. But it becomes imposter syndrome when you start telling yourself that you don't know enough. You do know enough. And whenever you don't know, you can look it up. We've got tools these days to be able to help us at the snap of a finger in order to know what we need to know. So this whole idea of imposter syndrome, with these two types at least, it's one that is like a plague. And if you look at the stats, people are really researching this more because people all around the globe are feeling this thing. It's like it needs like a diagnosis code or something because so many people are experiencing it. And the only way to get over imposter syndrome, whether it's these two types or Dr. Valerie Young, she talks about 3 more types, you can look those up, is really to get grounded in yourself. Like, it sounds like something rudimentary and super simple to just think about the things that you're hearing. Like, I'm sure you're hearing this wind in the background, or I'm sure you're seeing all of these waves. Like, really focusing on those things helps us. It helps us because it brings us to a different state of mind. It brings our brain waves to a place that we can start to think more creatively. That's why meditation works. That's why there's so much science behind meditation, because it calms your brain down so much that you don't have time to think about your imposter syndrome when you're in a very calm place. Like, it really, in my mind, meditation is like probably the first thing on my list that I would recommend to somebody if they're struggling with either of the two things that I mentioned or a different kind of imposter syndrome, because it gets you grounded in who you are. It gets you grounded in yourself. And it's not just like this woo-woo science. It's not. It's actual real science that measures people's brainwaves and can see that when they're in meditation, they're in a completely different state. So by practicing things in meditation and by really like focusing inward, we are less conscious and less able to focus on all the negative things that are around us, like imposter syndrome and like how we feel about ourselves. So there's plenty more strategies that I talk to my clients about. I'll end it here for today, but if you want to try something, literally go look up any meditation online, even if it's for 15 minutes, and just start practicing, because it's not something that you're going to understand how to do with one time. You might feel okay the first time, but you're going to have to practice over and over and over again, because it requires us to calm down this thing that's yapping at us all day long. And that is like an art form. It's not something that we're used to doing. And so with that practice over time, we start to build that muscle in our brain that when things like imposter syndrome come up, we're able to self-regulate and kind of auto-correct our own selves and our own thinking when we're thinking in negative thoughts.